Assalamualaikum, 11th standard student. In biology, we have already started with chapter number 12, that is photosynthesis. In this chapter, we have completed with ultrastructure of chloroplast. Then we have also studied nature of light. Then we have also done mechanism of photosynthesis. In that we have studied photolysis of water. Then next we have done with light reaction. In light reaction we have studied about photosystems, that is photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Then last time we have started with photophosphorylation. In photophosphorylation, that is formation of ATP. Photophosphorylation means formation of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate in the presence of light in the chloroplast is known as photophosphorylation. In photophosphorylation, last time we have done cyclic photophosphorylation. Now let's proceed further. Second is non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Now what is non-cyclic photophosphorylation? In non-cyclic photophosphorylation, the electrons which are expelled from chlorophyll A do not come back to chlorophyll A. The electrons which are expelled from chlorophyll A, it never come back to the same chlorophyll A. Hence it is known as non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So what is non-cyclic photophosphorylation? What happens in non-cyclic photophosphorylation? The electrons which are expelled from chlorophyll A never come back to the same chlorophyll A. Okay? The electrons which the chlorophyll A received is not of its own. Hence it is known as non-cyclic photophosphorylation or non-cyclic electron transfer. Now we will see how the electrons which are emitted from chlorophyll A do not come back to chlorophyll A. Now in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, both photosystems are involved, that is photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Now in photosystem 2, here the electrons are released when chlorophyll A get excited, and here the pigment is of wavelength is 680 nm. So what happened when this photosystem is illuminated by light? The chlorophyll A get excited and it releases electrons. You can see electrons are released here. And here these electrons are high energy electrons. Now these electrons are accepted by plastoquinone. The electrons are accepted by plastoquinone. PQ means plastoquinone. In presence of enzyme. Okay, then in presence of plastoquinone enzyme, the electrons which are emitted by chlorophyll A is accepted by plastoquinone. Now from here the electrons are transferred to cytochrome system, that is cytochrome B6 and cytochrome F. And when the transfer takes place from cytochrome B6 to cytochrome F, the energy is utilized for the synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. Okay, the energy from the electrons are utilized for the synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. Then from cytochrome 7, the de-energized is already used here. So de-energized electrons are passed to plastocyanin. Now what happens in cyclic photophosphorylation? From plastocyanin, the electrons come back to photosystem. But here the electrons do not come back. The electrons are passed to photosystem 1. So this photosystem, as it is passed to photosystem 1, it gets excited and then it releases electrons which are accepted by ferredoxin. Okay, the electrons are accepted by ferredoxin in presence of ferredoxin reducing substance. Okay, the electrons are accepted by ferredoxin in presence of ferredoxin reducing substance, FRS. Then from here the electrons are passed to NADP. You can see the electrons from ferredoxin are passed to NADP, that is, it is accepted by NADP to form NADPH2. Okay, as electrons are accepted by NADP, it is utilized for the reduction of CO to this NADPH2. It is utilized for the reduction of CO2 in the dark reaction. This reaction takes place in the light reaction. So NADPH2 is utilized. The utilization of NADPH2 takes place in the dark reaction. Now what happened? At the same time, this photosystem 2 is deficient in electrons. It do not have electrons of its own. So it brings about oxidation of water molecule. Okay. Here what takes place? Oxidation of water molecule takes place. As oxidation of water molecule takes place, protons, electrons and oxygen are released at a time. You can see protons, electrons and oxygen are released. So this protons is accepted by NADP. See, NADP already accept the electrons of ferredoxin and it get ionized. No? So it accepts the protons and it gets converted to NADPH2. It forms NADPH2. Whereas the electrons are accepted by photosystem 2 and the oxygen, here you can see the oxygen is released here. Now you can see this photosystem 2 is getting electrons because of the water molecule, because of the photolysis. You can see here photolysis of water takes place. H2 is broken down into, water is broken down into H ions and O. So that H is accepted by NADPH2 whereas oxygen is released here. You can see oxygen is released. So here this you can see photosystem 2, it is getting electrons because of the photolysis of water and not the electron of its own. It is not getting the electron of its own because its electron is already accepted by NADP and NADP has become ionized. And the electrons it is getting, it is because of the photolysis of water. As electron it is not of its own, this type of electron transfer is known as non-cyclic electron transfer, but is also known as non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Understood what is non-cyclic photophosphorylation? The electrons which are released by this photosystem 2, that is you can say chlorophyll A, it do not comes back, means it do not get the electrons of its own, but it gets electron because of the photolysis of water. Hence this is known as non-cyclic electron transfer. Now this non-cyclic photophosphorylation, it is more important than cyclic electron transfer. Why? Because you can see here ATP formation takes place. 1, here ATP formation takes place. 2, here NADPH2. Both are formed, both are synthesized. ATP is synthesized as well as NADPH2 is synthesized. Now as ATP is synthesized and NADPH2 is synthesized, both these things are utilized in the dark reaction. Okay, for the dark reaction, for the formation of carbohydrate, the ATP is necessary as well as NADPH2 is necessary, and these two are formed in the non-cyclic electron transfer. Then you can also see in non-cyclic electron transfer, photolysis of water takes place, which is not taken place in cyclic photophosphorylation. And also in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, you can see oxygen is released, whereas in cyclic you can see oxygen is not released. So this is more efficient. This cycle is more efficient than cyclic electron transfer. If there is a distinguished question, you write the distinguish between cyclic and non-cyclic, then you can distinguish it very easily. Okay, non-cyclic electron, in non-cyclic electron transfer, the electrons never come back. The electrons which are released by chlorophyll A never come back. It is not of its own. Whereas it release the electrons which is released from the chlorophyll A, it comes back to chlorophyll A. Then second point you can write in non-cyclic electron transfer. Okay, here ATP synthesis takes place. Wherein is in cyclic ATP synthesis takes place, but here in non-cyclic along with ATP you can see NADPH2 is also synthesized. Whereas in cyclic only ATP synthesized. Then in non-cyclic electron transfer, photolysis of water takes place. Whereas in cyclic electron transfer, no photolysis takes place. And the last point you can see here, oxygen is released. In cyclic electron transfer, oxygen is released, whereas in non-cyclic electron transfer, in cyclic electron transfer, oxygen is not released, whereas in non-cyclic electron transfer, oxygen is released. Then you can also add one more point. Okay, in non-cyclic electron transfer, both photosystem are involved. And you can see here both photosystem are involved in non-cyclic electron transfer. That is photosystem 1 as well as photosystem 2. Whereas in cyclic electron transfer, only photosystem 1 was involved. So these are the distinguished point also you can write for non-cyclic and cyclic electron transfer, or you can say cyclic or non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Okay, so I have already explained you cyclic last time electron transfer, and I have explained cyclic electron transfer, that is cyclic photophosphorylation. Today I have given you non-cyclic photophosphorylation, and also we have studied distinguish between cyclic photophosphorylation and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. And this both cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation comes in light reaction, because this reaction takes place in presence of light. You can see here this reaction only occurs when the light gets illuminated. It is illuminated with the help of light. Then only this reaction takes place. This photophosphorylation takes place. Otherwise it is impossible. So this light reaction, two cycles are involved. One is cyclic photophosphorylation and other one is non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Okay, so study this. Next time we will start with dark reaction. We will study dark reaction in detail. Okay, thank you.